That's right.
Okay, guys, so we are starting our spaces with STON.fi. Thank you all for joining today. So far, we have a good number of people joining, and I'm starting right away with the questions. Before we start, actually, could you please say a few words for yourself? What is your position in the team so people
Sure.
get to know you?
Sure. Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. My name is Andrey. I'm Chief Marketing Officer and Chief Business Development Officer at STON.fi. So I've been in marketing and business development for 20 years, I think, and in crypto professionally for, I think, for 8 years or so. 8 years, yeah, I think so. I mean, marketing crypto blockchain projects, and I'm with STON.fi from the very beginning, so from day one. And yeah, probably that's it about me. And then we can talk about STON.fi.
Thank you, Andrew. Let's say I discover Stone5 for the first time today. How you will introduce me Stone5? Like how you will present me the platform and the token to get me, hyped and bullish about it?
Okay. I don't want to, although we do have this bullish wording in our space name, actually. I would say that usually we try to avoid all this stuff because market decides on what is bullish and on what is not. But I can speak about our product, and that's what I want to do about our product in our company. So the product is, as you know already, is called STON.fi. STON.fi is the leading DEX on the Ton blockchain. Um, so for those who don't know, Ton blockchain is the native blockchain on Telegram or for Telegram. So it is, I would say, built into Telegram and built into lots of use cases inside Telegram. And our product, since it is built on Ton, it is also designed to work natively inside Telegram and Ton native apps. So I would say that STON.fi, and you can find us at STON.fi, is a consumer-facing application which you can use to swap TON-based tokens. So if you want to swap any TON-based token, you can go to STON.fi and you will find it there. And since we have the largest TVL, which we are proud of, it means that we have the deepest liquidity on the TON blockchain, and it means that when you're swapping tokens, you get the best prices because the price impact is low, almost zero, I would say, and the fees are also very low. So it's probably the best place to swap Ton tokens. And we have integrations with lots of different wallets, bots, mini apps, and probably you know that mini apps is one of the trends on Telegram. So there are lots of mini apps on Telegram, and we have our own, but we are also integrated with other mini apps. So meaning that these applications, bots, wallets, and so on, that have swaps, they are quite often these swaps are powered by STON.fi. So we provide the technology so that these applications they can provide swap features to their users. And I would say so. It means that we're not just a DEX, we're not just a swap application. We are an infrastructure. So all these different third-party projects, they can use our technology to enable swaps in their applications. And so, of course, apart from the application, we are also developing a set of protocols which are used by these third-party DeFi products. So I would say that we have both two sides over here. The first one is our consumer-facing application, which you can find at STON.fi, Stone.fi, and a set of DeFi protocols which you as a user don't see, but these protocols they power lots of other DeFi tone-based DeFi applications. Probably that's the short intro about us.
Thank you, Andrew. Pretty impressive. Can you please give us some metrics you are proud of lately for us to get started about StoneFi? Like, for example, can be active users, can be top pairs, whatever you want to share.
Okay, sure. Uh, Well, you asked about the top pairs, but you know that there is this current stablecoin thing. I mean, like stablecoins are the most traded coins everywhere. So in our case, it's the same. We have USDT, which is ton native token. So we do have it, and the volume in this pair is probably the largest, and TVL also uh, is the largest again as well. And in terms of the metrics. Uh, well, we have almost 6.4 billion US dollars in lifetime volume, which is a lot for Ton, and this number is growing. We have more than 28 million transactions lifetime, and more than 5.5 million unique users. So it's more than most Telegram native apps. So we have lots of users, and they swapped a lot using our application. And we can say that we are one of the most used apps on the Ton blockchain. Numbers, they vary from month to month. So it's different, but we are always among the three, uh, three most used Ton apps. Um, and also, it is interesting that, okay, so we are not the only DEX on Ton, so there are a few, but 80, about 80, sometimes 70 to 80% of all DEX users on Ton, they use us. So we have the largest market share in this ecosystem. Hope that answers. But these are metrics, but we're also proud that we have lots of integrations because that's what we are building. That's what we want to build. We want to build this infrastructure that will power STON.fi first. And actually, it is true now, meaning that STON.fi actually powers STON.fi currently, but we want to go cross chain. So we will uh, power DeFi in other ecosystems as well. But it happens through integrations. And that's what we're proud of because we have integrations into Ton Wallet, or we have an integration with Ethena. We have integrations with lots of Telegram bots, other wallets, games, um, and so on. So these are the numbers, and these are the things that we're proud of.
These are impressive numbers. And since you mentioned for your integrations, you mentioned Ton Wallet. Like, can you tell us what does this integration look like with Ton Wallet?
So first of all, Ton Wallet is a wallet built into Telegram, meaning that, well, it depends on geography because it's not, maybe it's available worldwide now. I'm not so sure, but I had it from the very beginning, meaning that you can find this wallet right in your Telegram application. And so it's a crypto wallet that actually has two sides. I would say the custodial or two parts, the custodial part and the non-custodial part, and they have swaps right inside the wallet. Like that lots of or maybe all the crypto wallets they have swap features, meaning that if you as a user want to swap a token, you don't need to leave the wallet. You just swap it inside the wallet you're using. And the same thing is true for Ton Wallet. So they have these swap feature, and the swaps are powered by us, by STON.fi. So it's one of the leading wallets for Ton, and definitely it is the only Ton wallet which is natively built into Telegram. And the swaps inside this wallet, they are powered by STON.fi, and which we are proud of. I mean, it's a big deal. So it's a huge wallet which has dozens of millions of users. And this wallet, it uses our technology. And basically, I was speaking about the protocols that we're building. And one of the protocols that we have is called Omniston, which we are focusing on. So Omniston, we can talk about that later, but in short, it's a liquidity aggregation protocol which can be used by different applications to enable swaps. Actually, we use it in our application, and other third-party apps, wallets, and so on. They use this protocol as well. And Ton Wallet, they use Omniston. So I would say that Omniston provides the best execution, so that users always get the best available price. And it is a big deal because for us, for StoneFi, this integration, it means access to this huge user base. So these are dozens of millions of users, of Ton Wallet users. And for them, it's also a very good thing because they can provide their users with swap capabilities, and their users actually get the best prices. So I would say it's a good thing. It is good both for us and for Ton Wallet, but also it's very good for the whole Ton ecosystem.
Thank you, Andrew. And I heard that StoneFi is already live in US, which is pretty exciting because I know it's hard to get into US market actually. Why is making StoneFi available via Ton Wallet in the US such a strategic move? What's the potential of US for you guys, of US market?
Well, yeah. The answer to this question, it actually depends on how you define like the availability in the market, meaning that StoneFi was actually available from the very beginning. I mean, for the use market, so it was available worldwide. And but I would say that everyone was very cautious about the US market because the regulation was not so clear. So I would say most of the projects, including us, they were very cautious and careful with the US because we didn't know what to do with that. But technically, it was we were available there. But what happened not so long ago, maybe a couple of months ago, Telegram Wallet, which uh, it became available to the US users a couple of months ago. And since Ton Wallet uses StoneFi to enable swaps, to provide swaps, it meant that those US users who actually got access to Ton Wallet, they immediately or simultaneously at the same time, they got access to StoneFi through Omniston integration, meaning that, okay, so now they can use this wallet. Now they can swap tokens inside the wallet, and it is meaning that we are available to this market, or this market is available to us. So you are asking why it's important. Of course, it's important because of the capital. So U.S. market is a massive market, and I would say that this market has strong appetite for on-chain finance. So we know that users or crypto users, they're everywhere in all the countries. But we also know that the capital sits in the US, right? So that's what you can see in all the statistics. So wallets are everywhere. Capital is mostly in the US, which means for any project that goes to the US market or becomes somehow available in the US market, it means that this project gets access to this capital and vice versa, meaning that these users that have capital, they want to do something with this capital, and now they get access to new projects, including Ton Wallet, including STON.fi, and so on. And what we see is that Telegram adoption increases in the US, meaning that, well, probably you know that Telegram has a billion users, so it's a huge application. And it is growing in the US, which means that we are still early here, meaning that, I mean, Telegram, Ton, and STON.fi, meaning that it is growing. It means that not everyone uses it. And it means that we have this huge potential in these markets. So that's why it is so important. And I would also say that our mm, infra first approach, like versus token speculation approach, is aligned with what US DeFi users and US based projects seek. So they want utility, they want reliability, and so on. That's what we provide because, well, we're not talking, mostly about tokens and so on. We are saying, and actually, that's what we are building. We are building infrastructure, and that's why it is also very important to us and to them. And I would say that this move when we have this big market available to us, it also opens the door to institutional conversations. Uh, because quite often, well, well, you may like it or not, but the reality is that quite often in different markets for different projects, if you are not working in the US, quite often you do not exist, like for them, right? So they want you to be present in this market because when you are present in this market, it means that you are a respected project and they can talk to you. So that's why it is also important. So I would say very important strategic move, very important and significant and beneficial for everyone over here. I mean, and by everyone, I mean Ton, I mean StoneFi, um, just everyone. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, I totally agree with you. US market is another huge door opening for you. So
Yeah.
definitely a great
Yeah.
step. And as you mentioned Omniston few times already, I'm gonna ask you two questions about it. First is, can you please explain what is Omniston? What does liquidity aggregation mean on Ton? And then the second question is, how does Omniston deliver the best execution across wallets, mini apps, and third party dApps?
So, so yes, first of all, Omnistorm is our, I would say, liquidity aggregator or a liquidity aggregation protocol and a routing engine. It means that, well, in simple terms, it means that it connects multiple liquidity sources. So I think it happens in every ecosystem, I mean on every blockchain. So you have multiple liquidity sources, and liquidity is fragmented, meaning that there are dexes, there is private liquidity, there are different pools, different protocols, and so on, and liquidity is spread across all these liquidity sources. But the problem is that when, let's say, there is an application, and this application it has their user base, and this application developer they want to get access to all the liquidity, but the liquidity is fragmented, right? Because there are multiple sources, meaning that if you want to get access to all the liquidity possible, you have to have multiple integrations. you have to connect all the liquidity sources, all the dexes, all the protocols, all the pools, and so on, which is impossible, right? Because it is very costly, it is time consuming, it doesn't make any sense. So what Omnistorm does, it connects multiple liquidity sources and multiple applications, meaning that it is uh, single integration point. So if you are an application developer and you want to have some DeFi features in your application, but you want to have to get access to liquidity, then you just integrate Omnistorm. You don't have to integrate all the liquidity sources in this case, let's say all the DEXs. You just integrate Omnistorm, and through Omnistorm, you get access to all the liquidity sources which are connected to Omnistorm. And it works both ways, meaning that, okay, so I was speaking about applications, but also there is the other side, which is liquidity. So there are different, I would say, access that have liquidity or have access to liquidity. Again, these could be DEXs, these could be some private um, liquidity owners, those who just sit on liquidity and they want to capitalize on it. These could be market makers and so on. And but they want to have access to users, because without users, there are no swaps, there are no transactions, meaning that they don't capitalize on their liquidity. But again, there are dozens, or not dozens really, so there are hundreds or thousands or dozens of thousands of applications. And in order to be connected to all of that, it means that they need to connect all the applications or get somehow connected. And again, it means multiple integrations. It means that it is very costly. It is very time consuming. So the solution is Omnistorm again. So they are connected. I mean, these liquidity sources, they are connected to Omnistorm. And through Omnistorm, they get access to these applications and to their user bases. So it's beneficial for both sides, meaning that they connect to each other. Applications connect to liquidity sources, and liquidity sources connect to applications via Omnistorm. So they use just this single integration point, which just makes life easier for everyone. Um, and what I mean by liquidity aggregation, by the way, and answering your second question, means that let's say uh, there are multiple liquidity sources, and basically price can be different,
Пока.
meaning that since this protocol it powers swaps, so there is a user, and the user wants to trade a token, but a user wants to get the best price, and Omnistorm basically finds the best price among all the liquidity sources connected to Omnistorm. It doesn't mean that, or it means that it doesn't search for the best price on STON.fi only. Omnistorm searches and finds the best price across all available sources, not just our own pools, but across all the possible liquidity pools connected to Omnistorm. Um, so that's what I mean by liquidity aggregation. So it solves the problem of liquidity fragmentation. And I think that the second question you were asking about the execution. Um, so it works like this. So there is a user wants to make a trade. So a user basically sends their request to Omnistorm using UI, of course. And Omnistorm sends these requests to all the liquidity sources, receives answers, finds the best price, and then executes the trade. So probably, yeah, I don't want to go into all the technical details because, first of all, I'm not competent. Second, I don't think it's so interesting. But the thing is that it's very scalable. That's the best part, and it is easy to integrate. So because we have all these protocols, SDKs, APIs, documentation, and so on, which means that instead of these applications, instead of developing and maintaining dozens of integrations. They integrate just us, just Omniston, and they get access to all these unified or yeah, unified liquidity. And yeah, maybe we should speak about the benefits. Well, I have already said that it is just faster and easier to integrate and to support. But for a user, it means best prices. It means less slippage. It means zero or near zero price impacts. And of course, for the users, it means seamless UX because users don't know anything about that. It all works under the hood. They don't see that, and they shouldn't. They just swap tokens, and our protocol it makes it work and provides the best prices. Uh, yes, probably that's it with this question.
Thank you, Andrew. And yeah, I believe people here, they benefits are the most important ones for everyone.
Yeah.
I yeah, I want to say huge congrats on the 9.5 million series A, and with Rebit and Coin Fund leading, what value do they bring beyond capital, and what what is important for you? Like, what is your priority with this funding?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you for the congratulations. But of course, it's not about just about the money. So it is about assistance, I would say, and support that we are getting from these VCs. So these are very respected names. I mean, like, so these are established VCs. They have huge expertise. They have deep fintech, crypto experience. Um, I would say that they definitely are strategic thinkers, right? Because they're early investors in giants like Coinbase and some other huge projects, and it means a ton for us, meaning that they believed in us and they are supporting us now with their expertise, with their experience, with their mindset, and I would say with their belief. Because I would say that quite often it is very important. So if you want to believe in yourself, like you usually do, but when you see that, these guys they believe in you, it means for you that you are building something important. You are building something people want because these guys, their job is to find products uh, which people want, right? So I would say that's the most important part. But of course, also is funding because it means that when we are funded, it means that we can build what we want to build and what people want to use. In our case, it is scaling, of course, because we are scaling our infrastructure in order to have faster routing. We want to have deeper integrations. We are going cross-chain. We will go cross-chain, meaning that currently we work on the Ton blockchain only. So you can use us to swap Ton-based tokens, but you won't be able currently, as of now, to swap any other token. I mean, like, let's say Tron based. But we are going cross chain, so we will introduce cross chain capabilities soon. And it'll mean that our users, they will be able to swap Tron based tokens to Tron based tokens and to EVM based tokens and so on. And that's one of the things which is difficult to build because we are building that without bridges, without wrapped tokens, and so on. So these will be native tokens. It's not the easiest thing to build, and we are building that, and we need funding for that. It's one of our funding priorities. And also, I would say that apart from that, it's um, probably governance, community ownership, because we will launch our DAO soon, and we want our community to take part in the governance so that they will be able to define the roadmap of our products. Um, and of course, it's one of our funding priorities right now. So again, to wrap it up, it is scaling, it is expanding cross-chain capabilities, and it's community ownership. If we're speaking about our funding priorities.
Thank you for the detailed answer, Andrew. Let's talk now about the LP economics. I know how other people will be interested to know about benefits for providers, like early warnings from the USDT S tone. And can you share, please, what's next for the liquidity and for the incentives for the users?
So, well, speaking about incentives, there are two parts over here. So the first one is the rewards that liquidity providers get for providing liquidity, and the second part, what we actually call incentives, is some additional bonus or reward or something like that. So my point is that we are always working to find the best value to to find and to understand what our users need. And usually it's not about incentives, because incentives, well, of course they want that, definitely. But the problem is that incentives they work short term. So if a product doesn't have any value, you can attract new users by providing incentives, but it doesn't work in the long run. So in our case, if we're speaking about liquidity, of course, I would say it's very basic. I mean, any DEX works like this. So we have some rewards that liquidity providers get for providing liquidity. And I would say that it is a sustainable thing. These are sustainable rewards. So any user can provide liquidity in a pool and get these rewards. But of course, we constantly have some additional incentives. For example, farming rewards, meaning that these liquidity providers they can stake their LP tokens in these pools, in these farms, and they will get additional rewards, what we call farming rewards. Uh, some of them are provided by us, some of them are provided by our partners. Um, so we can call these like, these are boosts, I would say, boosted pools, which and these boosts and these additional rewards they're provided by our partners. Uh, Also, since we are asking about liquidity, um, it's not about rewards or incentives, but I think it's an interesting thing. So I'll speak about that. We have our own token, Stone token, and we have pools with these token, of course. And we introduce what we call impermanent loss protection feature. So as you know, if you are a liquidity provider and you provide liquidity into any pool on any DEX, you may face impermanent loss, meaning, well, I won't go into details because we don't have enough time for that, but you can face it. And it's a problem, or it may be a problem. And we introduced this impermanent loss protection feature, meaning that we provide partial offset if impermanent loss happens in this pool. Um, I think that it's an awesome thing actually. And what we see is that the share of retail users with smaller liquidity positions in this pool is constantly growing, which means that it is good because it decreases risks for us, but also it says, I mean, it's a signal that they understand this feature as liquidity providers. And since mostly small retail users, they benefit from these features, so they understand that, uh, and it works for them as well. So it's like very beneficial for everyone, again, for us and for them. Um, so you were asking about liquidity. So yeah, probably that's it. Uh, Rewards, farming reward, liquidity provider rewards, farming rewards, and additional features like impermanent loss protection.
I see actually one good question here in the comments,
So,
and I'm going to ask. Yeah, you ready?
sure, please ask. Yeah.
Yeah, are there any plans to introduce uh, concentrated liquidity like Uniswap V3 on STON.fi?
Yeah, there are such plans. I think that we will introduce it pretty soon, by the way. So, yeah, I wanted to say something about our roadmap, and yeah, we
Or
do have it. We do have it. We do have it on our roadmap. But also the interesting part, and the most interesting part, and one of the reasons why you don't see concentrated liquidity on StoneFi yet now. The thing is that we were trying to redesign it and to make the not just copy some existing mechanics or existing approaches, but we wanted to improve it. We wanted to provide additional advantages. So, and we understand how to do that. So we will introduce concentrated liquidity soon, I hope, but I hope that it'll be better than, I would say, standard concentrated liquidity you see in the market. So hopefully we will have a better implementation.
thank you, Andrew. Can you please walk us through the USDE campaign, like adoption so far, user LP outcomes, and what's coming next?
Okay. I think I need to provide some context over here. So USDE is they call it a synthetic dollar by the company called Ethena. So they launched on Ton, and we saw an opportunity over there. Well, because, well, first of all, this synthetic dollar, in other words, you can call it a stable coin, and we understand that stable coins is one of the big things right now, but we wanted to simplify the experience. So you know that on our DEX or on any DEX, so you have these tabs, so you can swap, you can provide liquidity, you can stake, and so on. And usually you do that in a few steps. So first you swap, then you provide liquidity, then you stake, or then you put your LP tokens in a farm, something like that. But you have to have a few steps and a few transactions. And when Athena was coming to town, we knew that they would have these promo campaigns, so meaning that they distribute their points, which you can redeem and to get other tokens and so on. But the thing is that the main point over here, the most important one, is that first you need to swap, let's say your TON or your USDT to USDE, then you can stake it or you can provide liquidity in this token. And we wanted to simplify that. So that's why we built a dedicated application for Ethena. And in this application, there are no tabs, there are no steps, meaning that for a user, it is like a single or one tap flow. meaning that a user swaps token, then the user can stake it or provide liquidity in this token, all done in this unified user flow. So it is so simple. Technically, there are a few transactions under the hood, but the user doesn't need to know that. For a user, it looks like all done. Everything is done in a like a single step on a single page. No need to go to a different page in this application and open a different tab and so on. So very easy. And what do we see? I don't remember the figures in terms of the users currently. I need to check that, but I do remember that in terms of the dollars, I mean, like in dollar value, there are millions of dollars provided as liquidity or staked. So I would say that USD is now one of the top stable coins in Ton DeFi. Um, and in our case, since we provide this simplified user experience, it is not just a promotional or core marketing campaign. It is like DeFi redefined. So real usage, lots of users, lots of liquidity locked in DeFi. Um, so yes,
Okay, and here comes the roadmap. I'm gonna ask now for the roadmap. Can you please share what new integrations and partnerships you have in the future, and you can talk and share about it actually, and what's next for STON.fi?
yeah. Of course, I can't speak about everything because some things are in stealth mode. So we are cooking something, but we want to keep it like a secret for a while. But like, but what I can say is that first, of course, we have lots of integrations, meaning that there will be more different Telegram bots, Telegram mini apps, which will integrate STON.fi for, we can call it like, well, of course, for DeFi features, swaps mostly, but we can call it like n- native Telegram DeFi or something like that. So we will have dozens and dozens of integrations. Uh, we are expanding our integrations with wallets. Well, all or almost all the Ton wallets they use us. We were talking about Ton wallet, but there are more, and we have integrations with lots of them. And also there are multi-chain wallets, and we have integrations with these wallets as well. But we will have more because it's one of our focuses. So we are working with different wallets to get us integrated. um, I think that we will expand on ramp flows. Uh, it, it's not just about uh, buy crypto for cash. Definitely, we do not provide such features, but we have partners that provide on ramp, and it's not just about that because it's very understandable. Yes, so there are users that want to use their cash to buy crypto, but I think that we need to integrate these on-ramp flows deeper in our product. So I hope that there will be more use cases when all this on-ramp flow is simplified, and we will see that. And of course, we will have more DeFi protocols because there are lots of them which we can integrate, or they can integrate us, because in this case there will be additional yields for our users. There could be synergy. There could be lots of benefits for these protocols, for us, and for the users. And we will have more integrations. We're talking to literally dozens of different protocols in terms of the integrations. And since I need to drop something. Okay, so Uh, Probably you've heard about TGBTC, probably not. So of course you know Bitcoin definitely, and there will be ton-based Bitcoin. The name is TGBTC, and actually Ton has already announced that like a while ago, but uh, we are cooking something for that because we believe that you know. Uh, BTC coming to Tom probably is not the best wording because there, well, as you know, there is no project behind BTC and so on. So it's just the thing that lives on the blockchain, and but still, it is very important um, to provide better access to BTC because currently not everyone has access to it, and definitely when BTC is being launched on again, maybe it's not the correct phrasing, but being launched, but BTC will be available on Tom via this wrapped version, which is called TGBTC. And I believe it is. Um, yeah, it is a very good use case and a very good move because if we can imagine that there are lots of people who can't access native BTC, and I know that there are people like that, and in this case, for them, it'll be easier to get this access. So it means better opportunities for them. It means more liquidity for Ton. It means higher usage for us. So again, one of the things which is beneficial for everyone. Very good stuff. So I would say that it's one of the things that we are focusing on is very important, and I am sure that. Well, I know that we're cooking something. I don't want to, to drop any teasers over here, but the teaser is that probably we will have something similar to Ethereum application, and our main point, our main goal is to simplify DeFi experience, and we are working on that because we want to redefine DeFi. And speaking about, so you were asking about the roadmap. Speaking about like the mm, clear and things that are close to us in terms of the timing, we will introduce limit orders because we don't have them now. We will introduce concentrated liquidity, and again, we have something interesting here because we think that this concentrated liquidity implementation, in our case, it will provide additional advantages compared to what we have in the market. Um, we will roll out the DAO so that our community can participate in the governance. Uh, we will definitely, one of our main focuses is cross-chain. So we will introduce and we'll launch cross-chain routing so that our users and Ton users can get access to other ecosystems and vice versa. Um, and yeah, I think it is enough already. I mean, so all these things, I hope that we will see them this year, which is a lot. It's like it is a serious roadmap. So these 4 or 5 points in this roadmap, plus GBDC, plus dozens of other integrations, it is a lot, and we are working on that hard.
Thank you, Andrew. I see one question in the comments.
Sure.
It's funny one, of course. It's not serious. It says when stone pump. But I'm gonna ask you actually when altcoin season starts. Because I know many of the people they want to know this. What do you think?
I think that I want to know as well, meaning that nobody knows, right? So what you see is that, well, sometimes you think that something is starting. And by the way, I uh, I feel something. I mean that speaking about Tom, I'm not so. competent, I would say, to speak about other ecosystems. Of course, I know what's happening. Of course, I like see and read all this stuff, and of course, Ton is not the only blockchain I'm using, but since we are focusing on Ton now, uh, um, I see that there is this new narrative which is focused on the gifts and stickers. Uh, and I believe that something will happen over here, meaning that I don't know um, if those who are listening to us currently are very aware of that. But so there are Telegram is a messenger, okay, but there are lots of cool features, and one of the fresh features, I would say, these are gifts, which can be unique, which can be minted as NFTs and so on, and there are stickers. And we see that there are advancements with these gifts and these stickers, and we hope that they will get higher on-chain exposure. And it may happen that this trend it will uh, launch some kind of a new wave or new narrative on the Tron blockchain. And probably in these terms, when we're speaking about altcoin seasons and so on, probably it can be some kind of an altcoin season. Maybe not, I don't know, but that's these are my hopes probably. But I see lots of signals that something will happen. And although I realize that it doesn't answer your question about the altcoin season because I don't know that really. I can't forecast anything. I just don't know that. Uh, but what I see are these signals, and we're waiting for something over here, and hopefully it'll happen.
Yeah, you're totally right. Nobody knows when we'll start.
Correct.
All of us are waiting, but when we'll see. And I'm gonna actually ask you one final question because I'm sure many people ask you also. What STON.fi plans for marketing in the upcoming weeks, months, till end of the year? Maybe you can share.
Um, Look, uh, I don't believe in you know uh, one one thing that will change everything. I believe in small steps, and that's why we do lots of uh, marketing stuff. We make lots of steps, and when you are asking what we are planning in terms of marketing, I would say that we are constantly and continuously planning something because we have lots of marketing stuff, we have lots of marketing functions, we have lots of promo campaigns constantly running. We're always working on our product. We are improving UI and UX and product, in my opinion, not just in my opinion, it's like, it's what's written in a textbook that product is a part of marketing. And I would say that we do lots of this stuff. We take part in different events. We have our own events online and offline. We are constantly improving our documentation and our user guides. Um, of course, we are running promo campaigns. We also have, by the way, an awesome ambassador program, so you can join that. Uh, so I would say that we plan to do what we are doing because we are doing lots of things in terms of marketing. If you are asking about specific promo campaigns that we will have in the nearest future, then again, I don't think that I can share that publicly because, well, there will be no surprise for you, and we want you to be surprised. Um, but of course, since I was speaking about these new features, we will have some promo campaigns to to promote all these new cool features. And I was speaking about GBDC. It'll be one of them. But again, if we're speaking about some additional product features, we'll promote that. If your question is about airdrops, certain incentives, and so on, please follow us on the social media. But again, my main point is that we are here for the long run. We are focusing on building the best product, on providing the best user experience, on making incremental small steps that provide small value, but together they provide synergy and benefits for everyone, including us, including our users, including the whole ecosystem. Uh, so, in order to know what we're doing and what we're launching and what we're doing in terms of the promo and marketing campaigns, just follow our social media, and you will be the first who know that.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for your time today. Any final words you want to say?
Mm,
You already said to follow you everywhere on socials, which is important to stay up to date with everything.
yeah,
Anything else?
yeah. So I usually say these two things, and I will repeat them. So if you are a developer, please think about your users, about their needs, about what they need and what they want. I believe that this space and probably any space, it's not about short-term stuff. It's not about short-term incentives. It's not about just airdrops, anything like that. It is about understanding your users and building the best products for these users. If you are a user, meaning that you do not build anything, but you use these things, please study this stuff. It is complicated. It is like it's not that easy to understand all the DeFi slash blockchain slash crypto stuff. Please read all the manuals, do your own research, study a lot, and then in the end you will benefit from your own education.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you for having me. I
And
appreciate that.
yes, please.
No, no, I think that's it. I was just thanking you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for all you shared about StoneFi. Thank you all for joining.
Thanks, everyone.
Uh,
Thanks, everyone, for being here, for listening, and see you soon on some other events, right?
yeah, see you around. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.